Greetings, everybody! So, Six here with a brand new Let's Play. This time around for RPG Saturdays. It's Mega Man Battle Network for the Game Boy Advance, released in 2001. Now, Mega Man Battle Network, it's an interesting RPG to say the least. It's mostly the battle system, so to speak. But I'll get into that later. Right now, we have this very lazy boy who goes by the name of Ryan Hikari. Bad news! www Grime is everywhere! Plan to control the net may start today. We also got some mail from Dad, so I can get off of work Saturday. Or Sunday. Was it Sunday? The text is going by so fucking fast. Oh, now this boy gets up. And now we are in control. As soon as I start moving after some adjustments. So you hold down the B button to run faster. And we got the pet, also known as a personal terminal. To be honest, the abbreviation is kind of a stretch. So this is the same thing. If you check the email, you'll get a cross-gun C. What would that be? Well, as soon as we get to the battle system, well, I'll explain. Okay, so now we get to meet Land's best friend Mail. Well, at least that's how I always pronounce her name. Mail, like M-A-I-L. Like, hey, you got mail. Her net Navi, which is what Mega Man is, megaman.exe, is Vol. Vol.exe. And, just like Mail, her pronunciation. Her net Navi is also the best friend of Mega Man. We also have Yai right here. She becomes important where so it's essentially an iPhone. So the pet is essentially an iPhone. Only that it can be slightly better because it actually has a personality to it. That is lovely. I swear, one of these tests have some sort of chip in them. I guess I was thinking about later games. Let's talk to this random guy. Yeah, sure, I've heard about the news. Yeah, that's scary. Dex! How's it going, buddy? Oh, looks like glass is starting. I guess we're going to have to settle this fight later. Now we get introduced to Miss Mary. Dex is also in control of Gutsman. Yeah, in case you cannot tell, this is actually a reworking of the original Mega Man story from the classic game. So you're going to see, like, extremely reworked versions of like Gutsman and Iceman and Fireman and all those. Anyways, here is the battle system. Now, the way how the battle system works is that, for one, you receive a set of chips before each battle. Obviously enough, as you can take a look at my health, I'm using an infinite health cheat, which, apparently enough, maxes out my health. But not completely, though. It's one of those infinite health cheats where, like it says, yeah, you got 999 health, even though you only have 100 health. So, chips. The way how chips work is that you select them depending on the letter that they have. So you can select 2 cannons that have the letter A, or if they go into alphabetical order, so it would be A, B, C. You can select... That's the only way you can select multiple chips. At this point, now that I selected 2 cannons, I cannot select anything else, so I hit the OK. Now, chips are kind of like booster weapons and items that you'll be using throughout the entire game. These chips range from weapons to tools to, well, regular old items. As such, they are extremely helpful. You activate the chips in battle by pressing the A button. Otherwise, mash the if-living hell out of the B button. Which causes Mega Man to use his Mega Buster. Now, the Mega Buster, at the moment, is not very powerful. It only does like 1 bit of damage at a decent rate. Now, the custom bar at the top is the only way for you to get new chips. Once that bar fills up... Oh, excuse me, sorry. Once that bar fills up, press either the L or R button on your Game Boy Advance, and it'll bring back up the chip selection screen. Right here, this will show you that you can use a combination of both tool-type chips, such as a steel, and a sword. This will be extremely helpful in later times of the game. As you might also notice, the board that both your Ned Navi, which is Mega Man, and the enemies, which are the viruses, is split in half by red and blue. Your side is red, their side is blue. But, by using a steel, I have expanded that area to a wider range. As long as I am standing on this area, it will eventually disappear. But as long as I'm standing in this area, then this area won't go away. Which means you really have to engage close combat if you want to keep the enemy in a close area. You also have the ability to use escape chips. Now, escape chips, as you just saw with the person running away, lets you escape from battle. It's a guaranteed escape. You can't really do that naturally. I don't know why you can't. Ow. However, tool-based items, such as the X panel, can even be useful at times, as they do cause damage if the enemy is nearby. So as I just demonstrated there, I just used the X panel to get rid of one virus. It did not take away the panel, but it did take away the virus. However, do not rely on that too much, as the damage output is usually not very good. Oh, excuse me. I have water, drink it. Oh. Okay, I think I'm good now. Anyways, back to Dex here. After that little tutorial. So now we got our first boss battle, coincidentally enough. This is Gutsman. Now, Gutsman is quite straightforward. He will namely use that attack, which is pretty much like a metal attack. But he can also destroy the ground. Now, here's the other thing. Some enemies, including your own ships, have the ability to destroy the ground. As such, it would make going to that area impossible to do. Why I'm demonstrating or not? I thought I was going to demonstrate by the way of getting rid of certain ships is by just selecting them and then not using them at all. Gutsman, if you are near him, he will do that punch attack like he just did. So otherwise, Gutsman is pretty... I'm not sure if I want to say easy. But he is easy enough to actually just defeat without a sweat. So anyways, it appears that class is over now, and we need to go back home to get something to eat. If I can find the right words. English is hard. Yeah, I know I'm kind of flaking into this, but the way how you enter things, it's called jacking in and jacking out. You can interpret that as many ways as you want with that. As far as the anime goes, yes, this does have an anime. As far as the anime shows, the pad actually does have like some sort of plug that you plug into. But in this case, you just simply press the R button. Ding! It's there. Megaman's there. You can also contact Megaman by pressing the L button, however, sometimes this does not work. Usually, Megaman will land, depending on who you're controlling. Well, sometimes give you useless hints. Well, actually, I shouldn't say sometimes. I should say, like, half the time. They do give you, pointless hints. And welcome to the internet! This here is Glide. He is Yai's Navi, although I think he was made specifically for this particular game series, because I don't recognize Glide at all. Usually, whenever it comes to classic Mega Man games and Robot Masters, they're usually something along the lines of something man or woman. There have been rare occasions where it did involve a female character. Anyways, now we have two new characters here. Dashes, or Fishies, I believe that their official name is, and cannons. Fishies dash at you, but they have to look straight at you for about a couple of seconds. Now, unlike cannons, however, as you can see, the way our cannons work is that they don't really see you unless that reticle touches you. Once that reticle touches you, you have a split second to move out of the way. The best way to do this is that as soon as you see that reticle, it just dodge out of the way. Bear in mind that data library count, because that's going to be important later on. Yeah, the one thing that the Mega Man Battle Network series has a tendency of doing... God damn it, flashbangs. The one thing that the Mega Man Battle Network series has a tendency of doing is making you grind. Oh, that is a pain. Especially in later parts where it's mandatory grinding. I do mean by mandatory grinding. You don't gain level ups in this game either. You gain them through power-ups. But the main problem is that you don't really level up via battles like any other RPG. You namely get them through HP memories, which is why I was buying, or power-ups, which increases Mega Man's stats. But he does gain levels pretty damn quickly, actually. So now that we found the program, we now talk to Glide here in Yai's portrait, and we get a spreader eye. Now all we have to do is just quickly check out. What's this? Oh no! Something happened! Oh Jesus! The oven appears to be on fire! Right next to the refrigerator. That's not good. That's really not good placement. Yeah, some of the places that it looks like I'm checking, that doesn't really work on properly think of other games. Anyways, remember how I said in the anime that, the way how jacking in works is that you pull out this, like, plug, and then you, like, plug in your pet? And that's how you, you transmit, your net navi into these areas? Yeah, imagine having Lan having to put his hands into the flames of this oven just to jack in. I'm thinking of something else later on. Oh, what's this? We have a battle, but it's mandatory. Oh no, it's a single metal. Whatever shall we do? Blast. Now, that's the thing. Now, here's the kicker about these random battles, though. Throughout many times on your journeys, you'll receive those, that, result screen that says the, battle time and the busting level. Yeah, that's going to be your only way of gaining new chips. Well, actually, that won't be your only way. There are other ways, but that'll be your main primary way. So now I go into my folder, I start editing my folder. Now here's the thing. This is right where, tactics start to come into play here. By editing your chip folder, you gain more and more power. And obviously enough, I was thinking of something else. God damn it, those flashbangs, man! Jesus. Somebody keeps on firing those things off. So upon talking to this program, we now get an ice block. We can now extinguish flames. And for some odd reason, I thought that was a teleport. Oh, what? Whoa, 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 what's happening? Ouch! And now the situation has gone from bad to worse. Ooh, what's this? It's the Repairman! Also known as Mr. Match. Get match flames. Anyways, now that things have gone from bad to worse, we need to put out those flames. Unfortunately, though, I have a small missed memory here. Until he says the toolbox, then I figure, oh, wait a second. This thing that looks like a miniature drawer set. Apparently enough, there was a water gun in there. So walk over towards this area, and now we put out at least most of the flames. And hey, look at this, Mega Man is still alive. So anyways, now we continue on towards the control panel. Anyways, as I was going to get into earlier about the results screen, there's a time, you're pretty much on a strict time limit, and how well you battle. And I think it's also driven by how much health you have left. But there's also the busting level. The higher the busting level, the more likely you'll get higher money or a new chip that is otherwise rare. In such cases, like a Shockwave K. Anyways, here's our first actual boss, Fireman. No, that was our first optional boss, I'm sorry. Gutsman is actually our first optional boss. But Fireman is our first real boss of the game. So here is Fireman. Fireman has English is hard. Fireman can fire these this jet of flames from his hands that covers an entire row. However, he can also throw out these bombs here, which then activates a environmental hazard, which cases there's a wing pit ring of fire there. I think that's like about all of his attacks. He's pretty straightforward. I don't know what I'm gonna do with 3 bombs, but we'll see. Oh, there we go. That works. See, my busting level is 6, so therefore I get 1,000 However, that's not always the case. I think that's usually like 150. Oh, looks like Mr. Match got the program that he needed for this master plan of WWWs. Or World 3, as the anime would put. Well, actually, that is a lot less mouthfulish. It's a lot less, difficult to say. Because sometimes I fear that I'm going to add in a 4th W instead of 3 W's. Well, we stopped one crisis. But what does the World 3 want with this super chip that was found directly in our oven, apparently? Oh well, let's just have a little snack. Or we can just flat out go to bed. See ya in part 2, where we tackle more